Okay, so you say he's too small, but what was going through your mind when you heard Floyd say, we want to fight fighters in-house, So that's only Rolando Romero and you. That's all I could think of. So
I'm not in-house. I'm not in-house. I don't know what y'all heard. I'm not in-house, bro. I'm not over there. I'm a free agent.
But you're Al Heyman guy.
I'm not an Al Heyman guy. I don't know who people thought that. I'm not.
I don't know why. I thought we even asked you, and you mentioned being with PBC now. I thought that's what happened months ago.
I don't know how much I'm supposed to say or whatever.
I
guess I'll go ahead and say it. So look, all right, this is what happened, bro. This is what happened with the whole Al Heyman thing, right? So I fought on that card when Gervonta fought. I fought the dude. I forgot his name or whatever. I fought him, and they promised me that I was going to fight.
Which card was this?
Gervonta, when Gervonta fought Santa Cruz.
Oh, got you.
I fought on that. Right, I fought on that. So I was promised that I was going to fight Barrios next for that belt. Yes. And this is how the whole Gervonta Davis thing got brought up, because I was promised that I was going to fight Barrios for that belt. After the fight, that was kind of on the radar. After the fight, that was what was supposed to happen. I was going to fight Barrios for that belt.
Right.
And then like a week went by and Barrios said that he's going up to 147. Absolutely, he cannot make 140. He said, I cannot make 140. I have to go up to 147. So it was like, all right. But then they said they're going to try to still hold the belt. So it was like, hold on, that don't make no sense. That don't, how you going to go up to 147 if you still want to hold up that belt at 140? So then, a few months or whatever, a few weeks passed, and then I heard that he was fighting Gervonta Davis. That's when I said, man, that was some on his part, because he was supposed to fight me, and now he's fighting a 30-pounder, 35-pounder. And I understand it's a business decision. It's a way bigger fight on his resume. He'll get paid way more probably. I understand that, but still, for me, in my eyes, it was some that he did, because he said, from what I understood, he cannot make 140. He has to go up to 147. He's absolutely too big. His body's too big to make 140. He has to go up to 147. So then, after that, then I think we was promised like Adrian Broner. Of course, that didn't happen. So then it was like none of the promises came true. So, what are we doing? And then from what I understand, we haven't heard back from Al Heyman in that side yet. Now I was at Twin fight, Jamal Charlo fight, and I talked to, Sam Watson. We had a real good conversation. He said, man, you gotta get with Al, you gotta do this. But listen, Al, he told me I was gonna do these things, I was gonna have this going, and none of that happened. So yeah.
Apparently you guys don't have a signed contract, because if you had a signed contract, it would say how many fights, you're not gonna just fight Juan Heraldez and then that's it. So you didn't have a signed contract, you just had promises.
Yes, basically promises. Yeah, I had promises. It was just, Juan Heraldez, that was his name. Yeah, I fought Juan Heraldez. And after that, I was supposed to fight for that belt. Me and Barrios was supposed to fight for that belt. Didn't happen. A promise, empty promise didn't happen. We was like, all right, if not the belt, all right, because Barrios was supposed to go up. He was going to leave that belt. All right, if I'm not going to fight Barrios, all right, let me fight for the belt. Let me and Adrian Broner fight for the belt. Nothing happened on that side, or even anybody for that belt. Nothing happened. And so, it just...
But if you get that call, if you get a call tomorrow and he says, okay, we got the Adrian Broner fight, you're going to be like, I'm PBC, baby.
I'm going, bro. I'm going to fight Broner. That's the fight I always wanted. You know what I'm saying? I want to fight the big names, bro. I want to be a champion again, and I definitely want to fight the big names. So Mikey is a big name. I think Mikey is definitely a bigger name in boxing, but as a whole, Adrian Broner is definitely a bigger name. So I think me and Broner will be a huge, I think that'll be a huge fight, just because our personalities will clash. We'll get into a lot of we'll talk a lot of and, even I know a lot of the boxing world, they kind of don't look at, a lot of people look at Broner as being washed up, but the average fan, they not the boxing world, and they don't know about boxing. And so they still think, Adrian Broner is Adrian Broner. So I think it'll be a huge fight.
It would definitely be a huge fight. Now, taking yourself outside of that Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather comment, right? Him as a 135-pounder, even 130, obviously he's a big name. What do you think about what Floyd said in the press conference, saying that we're only going to fight fighters in-house, knowing that the big fights at 135 is Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Lomachenko. How do you feel about Floyd saying that when there's obviously no big 135-pound in the Mayweather PBC side?
let him fight the biggest fights. You know what I'm saying? Let him fight like everybody wants to see the biggest fights, but the business side always get into the way. That's just how, for them, they look at boxing as a business more than anything, and of course somebody like Floyd Mayweather is an excellent businessman, but that doesn't make the best fights. Yeah, bro, it's kind of it's all that he wants to keep it in the Mayweather stable and all that stuff, bro. Let him fight the best fights, but they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna put him in there with nobody that's gonna really be risky. No, I'm not gonna say it because Barris was a risky fight. Now I definitely will retract that because Barris was a risky fight. Even though a lot of people were saying Barris was a risky fight, but I don't think going forward, I think they're gonna try to avoid.
Well, what's your take on him against those other guys like Gervonta against either Teofimo, Lomachenko, Devin Haney, or Ryan Garcia? Like, who do you think is the best lightweight in the world between those guys?
For me right now, it's between Teofimo. For me, it's Teofimo because he beat Lomachenko. For me, Lomachenko was the best. But I think Devin Haney could give Teofimo some problems and Gervonta some problems because of his defense. I don't think he has that much power, but he has good defense, and it looked like he could take a punch. He took that punch from Linares. He passed that test, So, but for me right now, the best at 135 is Teofimo.
Okay. Well, you was on a Triller fight, and you were Triller undercard with Jake Paul. How do you feel about Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley?
Listen, bro, I think I'll give him more credit. If he can beat Tyron Woodley, I'll give him more credit. Like people, I think a lot of boxing world, they hating on him because, because he's making so much money so fast, of course. But it's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? It's just he's popular, and I think whatever sport he would have went into, imagine if Jake Paul would have went to tennis, or if he would have went to race car driving, then people would have tuned in, right? He probably got paid a lot of money because people would have tuned in. He just happened to choose boxing, and one thing I know about him that they're really taking it serious. Like you can't compare him to like another boxer and stuff like that. But for what he is, he's taking it serious, and if he can beat Tyron Woodley, I take him a little more serious.
There was a time where you said you understand why he's doing it and you can't knock his hustle, but you was like, you do see it's a little bit disrespectful at the same time.
Of course, it's definitely disrespectful, because it's our sport. It's the sport of boxing. But I've been around him, and I think that, he respects the sport of boxing. I definitely think he respects the sport of boxing. I've been around him and stuff like that. He's a clown on the internet and all that type of stuff, but I think he respects the sport of boxing. I don't think he's trying to disrespect nobody. Although for me, the Floyd thing, when he took Floyd hat, that was very disrespectful. That was very, very. It was funny, but it was very disrespectful. That's like the GOAT.
He deserved that black eye, you're saying?
He definitely deserved that black eye. Yeah, he definitely did, bro. You can't take Floyd hat.
Regis, before you get out of here, man, we need a prediction for you for Wilder Fury 3. What goes down in the third fight?
I got Wilder, bro. Again, I'm picking Wilder again. You know what? Listen, so I fought in the UK, right? And Errol Spence did too. He fought in the UK. And they stick behind their fighters 1,000%. They gonna stick with their fighters. You could be 0-100, and they're gonna stick with their fighters. That's what they do. Just with us, we don't stick with our fighters. Why? I don't know. We just don't. We don't stick with our fighters. We ready to. With us, with our coach, we ready just to write everybody off and stuff. But, in the UK, those dudes, they stick with their fighters no matter what. They got dudes out there, they selling out 50,000 people stadiums, and they're not even, we don't even know who they are over here, so they stick with their fighters. So for me, I'm going with Deontay Wilder.
All right, fair enough, man. Looking forward to hearing that fight announcement, whoever you're going to fight, and see you back in the ring, man. Thanks for taking the time, champ.
All right, no problem, brother. Thank you.
Hopefully it's Mikey Garcia, man. Take it easy, brother.
Hopefully it's Mikey. Yep.
Yes, sir.